Hey, what is going on, my gaming peeps? Gamerdude back once again with another episode in our Just the Facts series. So, for the last couple of weeks, we have talked about nothing but remasters and remakes. And this week, we have some more news regarding the next generation hardware. Having learned that the PS5 and Xbox Scarlet will now come out later next year, later than we initially thought, it would appear that many developers are indeed beginning to look to the future. Ben Studios, for example, the development team behind Days Gone and Siphon Filter, are steady away at working on their next title, and it would appear they are looking to the next generation. However, that's not to say that we won't see anything else produced from the studio until then, but some sources do claim it could indeed be a sequel to Ben Studios' most successful game, Days Gone, which of course would require next generation hardware because Days Gone itself was huge. So I'm guessing the next one, if they were to make a next one, because I don't know, I heard it was cancelled, but anyway, if they were to make a next one, it's going to be even bigger. So yeah, it's going to have to be next gen. But anyway, that being said, let's discuss what I found out. So, as I said, the studio behind Days Gone is apparently entering the pre-production stage of their next game. It was spotted on an update on LinkedIn by the company DualShockers. I mean, I'm not sure how much spice you can put on LinkedIn given gaming leaks, because I've never actually been on LinkedIn, to be quite honest. I was forced to sign up for it back in college, just for an assignment, and I never used it again. So yeah, I don't know if you guys know if LinkedIn has some creditable sources. Do let me know, because yeah, I don't know. I usually get all my information from other sources. I'm not gonna release my sources just in case I get in trouble. But anyway, Sony Ben's lighting lead, Jeremy Vickery, updated his LinkedIn network experience to include his time spent working on the title Days Gone. And within that description, he did confirm that the studio's next game had reached the pre-development stage, meaning they've probably just got a script at this point. But Mr. Vickery, who's also worked as assistant art director at Ubisoft and lighting artist at Naughty Dog, well, this guy gets around a bit, doesn't he? He does say in that LinkedIn thing, now involved in pre-production planning for our next title, which is brilliant. You know, it just didn't tell us what the next title was, or if it was going to be a sequel to Days Gone, or if it was just going to be something completely new. I mean, again, I heard Days Gone was cancelled, so yeah, it could be anything. You know, we just don't know yet. But we are left to speculate about whether it could be a sequel to Days Gone, or just something totally new. Though considering how early Sony Ben's new project is in its development, we can say with near certainty that it will wind up releasing on next year's next generation console, the PlayStation 5. I mean, of course, because Days Gone and Ben Studio are exclusive to Sony, they are in Sony's department, so it is unfortunately a console exclusive, like Spider-Man PS4, unless with the recent acquisition... Actually, no, let's forget that. I was going to say with the recent acquisition of Sony purchasing Insomniac, maybe they'll do that, but yeah, with Sony buying Insomniac, it would stand to reason that it would stay exclusive. So just scratch that, rewind, bzz, bzz, that never happened. I never said that. Anyway, moving on. If Ben Studio is indeed working on a Days Gone sequel, it's safe to say there's definitely room for improvement. I mean, don't get me wrong, the general story of the game was fantastic for what it was. But it was buggy and glitchy as hell. It seemed like it was released completely unfinished. I mean, it got postponed so many times. I think I first heard about this game in 2014, 2015, maybe a bit earlier, I can't remember. But I was like, oh yes, it comes out in Christmas. Yeah, it comes out this Christmas, and then postponed, and it's like, just release it already. And when they finally do release it, yeah, it's not finished, it's broken. They can't program a working gate for the life of them. I mean, I'm still finding glitches with the gates. The gates just do not work. How hard is it to program a gate that opens and closes? You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, the reviews for the game were largely mixed. I mean, I think I gave it an 8.5 out of 10, which was fair considering the glitches at the time. But there are some common themes when it comes to its flaws. Here's what Mr. Leon Hurley had to say in his review. He did say, Days Gone's world is very much greater than the sum of its parts. Its haphazard nature wouldn't have survived on a smaller scale. But this is a substantial thing. The story can be spotty and the gameplay glitchy. Well, I do agree with the gameplay, but the story, I kind of like the story. I kind of enjoyed the story. But over 10 hours into the game, it does even out. It's easier to forgive a scattered narrative and occasional freakers standing ankle deep in asphalt. Well, yeah, I've come across that as well. They do kind of sometimes sink into the floor. I had one pounce at me once and it sunk into the floor. I was like, okay, all right then, bye. But when you do spend hours exploring, discovering, or fighting through what it has to offer, it can be a great experience. And, you know, that's very similar to what I said in my review. You know, I mentioned its glitches, I mentioned its flaws, but the benefits definitely outweigh the flaws, because it is a fantastic map to explore. I mean, yeah, if you can get past the raging freaks and you're dying at every turn and getting taken off your bike by bandits, then it's still very fun to explore. It's a fun game. But we're all as gamers hoping we'll get an official announcement or a trailer for the intriguing project from one of 2019's most popularized games, especially now that the cat's out of the bag regarding its development. You know, I can only speculate if Sony decide to appear at E3 next year, that it will probably be announced at E3 next year. I'm guessing with the next generation of consoles coming out next year, a lot will be announced at E3 next year. And we can expect it to be a big show. I mean, I can't really see Sony pulling out of this one because, you know, they've got a new console incoming. They want to announce some new stuff. You know, maybe say, oh, The Last of Us 2's coming out on PS5 as well. As soon as it comes out, it's going to launch with it, or something on the lines of that. So it would make sense that Ben Studio were there as well. So what do you guys think? Let me know what you think. I mean, did you enjoy Days Gone? Have you played it for yourself? Do you think the story ended well? Do you think it doesn't need a sequel? I mean, most games don't need sequels. I mean, after Mafia 2, I would have been fine with that. You know, Mafia 2 ended really well. And then we got the disappointment that was Mafia 3, and that killed the franchise. So some games don't need sequels. And I personally, as much as I would love to see Days Gone come back, I don't think it needs a sequel. It ended really well. Deacon won. He got his wife back. Boozer lived after, you know, we thought he died, crashing, spoiler alert, crashing a truck into an explosive barrel, and then the truck exploded, but he managed to bail out at the last possible second, because why the fuck not? You know, he ended up with a pet dog. Schizo died, the dude on screen now. And, you know, he won, basically. And, you know, then there's that whole bit with Neuro at the end. He says, oh, the infection's spreading. But leave it at that, you know, the infection's spreading. So what? It's getting worse. It's evolving. So what? Just leave it at that. I just think that if they brought out a sequel, it would ruin the theme. It would ruin the vibe. Because, well, you know, a lot of games don't need them. We don't need sequels for a lot of games. And, you know, like I said, the Mafia franchise is a great example of that. But anyway, that's it for this episode. Sorry it's a little bit shorter than usual, but that was literally it. All I could find on Ben Studio's miraculous new project. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I expanded your gaming knowledge and gave you an inside look into this potential project. So, of course, as you know, I'm going to be taking Sundays off because The Walking Dead's... I still haven't got The Walking Dead back, and I don't want to jump to season 4 because we were on episode 3 of season 3. So, I need to sort that out before starting up season 4. We'll also be taking Tuesdays off as my annual day off, and I do apologise for not live streaming yesterday. I was going to, but then I fell asleep. I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep. It got to about 9 p.m. my time, and I was going to start up a stream, and then I just fell asleep. I loaded the game up and I fell asleep, so that was unfortunate. I didn't wake up till 2 a.m. and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to bother doing this now. But anyway, yeah, shout out to all subscribers, old and new. We're now at 990. We're only 10 more away from that goal of 1k. Let's see if we can make it there by the end of the year. There's only a month left in the year. That is very hard to say. Where the fuck has the year gone? But yeah, we're still only 10 away. I'm really hoping I can get there because I can live stream from my phone again, do those chat and hangouts that you guys enjoy. You can get to know me, I can get to know you, and you can see what games I can actually play. Not to mention, I can show you what games I actually get for Christmas, because yes, I'm 25 and I still have a Christmas list. Sue me. But nonetheless, 990 is still an absolutely amazing achievement for me, and I can't thank you all enough for the continuous support and views of my content. If you are, of course, new to the channel and enjoyed this video or any of my other content, make sure you smash that like button and drop me a subscribe. I always sub back to new subscribers and view any content you may be producing. So this has been Just the Facts with Gamerdude. Happy gaming, and I will catch you all in the next one, guys.